Congratulations on finishing this course. We successfully solved our smart house use case. And now it's time to summarize the concepts that we learned along the way and see how we can apply them to solve other digital twin use cases. We'll take the example of some of the projects that we saw at the beginning of the course, such as the connected highway, the smart wind farm, and also the smart office. So I'm going to present the use case statement for all these projects, but I don't want to throw a bunch of words at you to overwhelm you. So please feel free to pause the video and read them at your own pace. We'll start with the use case statement for the connected highway. Here's what it looks like. Then we have the smart wind farm. And finally, the smart office. Now, just like we broke down the use case statement for the smart house into these 4 simple steps to make things easier, we're going to do the same thing for all these use cases. So here's what that looks like. Now, as you can see, they follow the same pattern that we uncovered in this course. It all starts with the first step of creating the iTwin. This involves bringing our design data into the iTwin platform. It could also include reality data or GIS data. For example, in the roadway project, we did add some map data, GIS data, to show the surroundings of the roadway, so our project has a little more context. Once the iTwin is ready, we can pull it into an iTwin application to visualize it. We can also customize this visualization to meet our needs. For example, if you look back at the roadway, when we added the map data, it kind of hid the actual roadway elements. So we added this transparency feature for our users to hide the map just a bit, so they could clearly see the roadway segments, but still see the context of the map around it. In the case of the office, we used clipping planes to show different floors of the office. For example, here we see the 3rd floor, a top-down view, and we can see all the workstations on that floor, much like the inside view of the house model that we did. Now, once our iTwin is nicely visualized, the next step is to add some data connections to it. Now, this could be a single data connection, as in the case of the roadway or the office, or it could be multiple data connections, as in the case of the smart wind farm. Once we have these connections in place, now this is where the fun stuff happens, which is to add interactive features and display this data on top of our iTwin. This can be done in many different ways using UI and different iTwin platform features. For example, in the case of the roadway, we added a feature for colorizing different elements to show the health of different road segments. For example, green means that the segment is healthy, yellow means that there might be some traffic or congestion, and then there could be a crisis, which is shown using an alert that the user can click on and zoom into the actual segment. It turns red, and we can find the source of the crisis. In the case of the wind farm, we added, as we saw, the past, present, and future energy production widgets. My favorite one here is future energy production, where we have this nice progress bar that shows the simulation of the energy production in the future using machine learning. Finally, for the office, we added a widget for listing all the colleagues in that office that's connected to the HR database. And we can simply drag and drop a colleague and place them into the workstation that you want to assign them to. I especially love the person icon that shows up as we drag and drop the colleague. All right, looks like this colleague does not like their new workstation because everyone can see their screen. Understandable. Point is, you can use your creativity here to come up with many different ways for solving these use cases using all the platform features. Now, once again, these are the 4 steps that we covered, and you can use them not to solve all the digital twin use cases, because there's an infinite number out there, but to solve quite a few. And it gives us a great foundation to actually get started with digital twin problems. You can always come back to this course to reinforce the concepts that we learned, and also use it as reference as needed when you work on your own projects. At this point, we are ready to step outside the smart house and face some of the problems of the world in today's infrastructure landscape. So thank you for being here, for listening to this course, and wish you the best on all your projects. Happy iTwinning. I'll see you next time.